A severe weather update on this Monday evening as we continue to track storms capable of producing tornadoes. We have numerous tornado warnings right now ongoing. One right now in northwestern Sequoia County, also one down towards the Wilburton area. On this live shot right now with me is meteorologist John Haverfield. We also have storm tracker Mike Scantlin in the Anthem Pool storm truck. Guys, welcome to this live stream.
Hey, good to be here, Mike.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. So, guys, John, give us a synopsis of what you've been kind of going through tonight with these storms.
Yeah, it looks like, we had one big, long cluster that kind of developed and then just kind of congealed into one big beast of a storm there by Wilburton, southeast of Tulsa, that has produced several confirmed tornadoes, some of which look to be strong down east of McAllister. And then now we have, along that line to the north, some embedded circulation. But the good news is that that beast of a line or cluster segment to the south of Tulsa has really kind of zapped the atmosphere over Tulsa and any storm to the north of it. So we haven't seen a whole lot of isolated supercells that could really give us those strong tornadoes. And most of the threat now seems to have moved to the east and southeast of Tulsa, which is good news. But that's not to say that, more storms could fire here within the next couple of hours. We still have some storms to the west of Tulsa near Ponca City, and then a little cell just to the west of Manford. That's not severe. But other than that, the main action this evening, well down to our south and east, but that's a beast of a cluster line of storms down there, Mike.
It certainly is. And we go to Mike Scantlin, who's been tracking these storms as well. It has been a little bit of a mess with just the amount of storms we saw pop up. The cap did not hold those storms early, so it kind of diminished our atmosphere. But now we have the upper level system kicking out, and that's helping create more spin. Of course, we have the peak heating hours, the peak instability hours here in the far eastern Oklahoma. So, Mike, that's probably why we're seeing a lot of those tornado warnings.
That's absolutely right. And, earlier storms were struggling to stay organized. We had a couple, what was probably a pretty strong tornado down by Allen, Oklahoma, really early in the day. And then once the storm started to actually develop and kind of rain into each other's inflow, it's been pretty disorganized up until now, where we have the Pittsburgh County stuff. I saw on Twitter some search and rescue underway in the town of Pittsburgh or east of Pittsburgh, but from that location, it looks like everyone's been accounted for. There was a couple of homes that were completely destroyed. They were out of town on vacation, so that's good news. But, from what we were expecting and how high the ceiling was for this event, these rain-wrapped squall line tornadoes, not really what I was expecting to see, but that's kind of how things go in eastern Oklahoma, I guess, the last few years. It's hard to see visible tornadoes out here, even on these high-end events where we're expecting to see, more organized supercellular type of thunderstorms. But, we can't pick where the storms are or how they behave. All we can do is kind of chase them and tell you what we're seeing, and that's just the way it's going. South of I-40, there's a little bit more low-level instability and low-level spin down there, but the whole eastern half of the state is under that 15% hatched area, moderate risk for tornadoes by the Storm Prediction Center. And we haven't seen that second wave develop like we saw in the forecast, convective allowing models this morning. So every time one of these storms goes up to the west, I think, well, here we go, we're about to have the new wave come in, and then that storm, the Stillwater Perkins storm, went flying due north and dropped a bunch of hail, but could never really get organized. A couple of storms went up out ahead of it, and, they have also been they're struggling. There's a little cell by Yale that we're trying to keep an eye on as it moves towards the metro, but, there's just not much to speak of. I don't even think it's got lightning strikes in it right now. So good news for the metro, bad news for the southeastern part of the state where, multiple tornado warnings are ongoing here.
And that's
Wilburton and then up towards Fort Smith.
That's right. And so, again, this is numerous tornado warnings, as you mentioned, severe thunderstorm warnings ongoing as well. We've seen reports of damage near Fort Gibson and the Muskogee area, near Tahlequah. We saw wind damage in the Sapulpa area earlier. We have a severe thunderstorm right now at western Osage County. Just a pretty impressive, almost comma-like system that we have here in northeast Oklahoma with the leading edge showing some, at least some areas of little spin-ups potential. And then there's a little bit of a calmness in the metro. There is a little storm in northern Creek County that's intensifying some, so we have to watch out for these particular spots. But again, this is a severe tornado watch that continues for at least another 15 minutes, if not expanded east a little bit. Do we have, John, have you seen an update on that tornado watch?
I believe it goes till 7. I haven't seen if they decided to extend that or not. Let me take a look here.
And, there's a possibility that might extend in an hour or two, but as this final upper wave finally kicks out. But if we don't see storms develop along the dry line within the next hour, then it is, call it a night. But far eastern Oklahoma would still be in that potential as these storms continue to roll over the same areas. Flooding is going to be an issue as well, from McAllister to Wilburton, Stigler, and Tahlequah. So again, some pretty rowdy storms east of us with some embedded areas of potential tornadic activity. Another one south of Quinton heading into Wilburton, moving northeast towards the Stigler and the McCurtain area. And then we have those other individual cells, northwestern Osage County, eastern Pawnee County, and then extends far eastern Oklahoma up towards the Grand Lake area, dealing with some strong damaging winds in Tahlequah. It just seems like this is the second batch of severe weather rolling through your area with strong wind potential, and then the tornado warning areas further south. Mike, are you still, what's your current location?
Yeah, Mike, we are on 44 coming back into the metro here from the west with, a watchful eye to the north and to the west along the dry line, like we were saying. But, anything that's tried to develop is struggling. And I don't know if that's just because of all of the cold pulls from the earlier storms on the stuff to the south, or if we have some subsidence behind our wave that came through earlier. I don't know why they're struggling, but they are definitely struggling. Especially the right cyclonic sides. Anything that's sustained itself this far north, to me, seems like it's more of a left split from one of the right moving storms to the south. But
yeah, that's weird.
I'm not a meteorologist. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
It is very strange. John, any thoughts?
Yeah, I think there is some subsidence from all the storms that have come in, already this afternoon and evening. I think it's kind of wiped out our atmosphere. And, the lack of cap that we've seen. I mean, the cap was there, but the ingredients were pretty explosive, so it just kind of got obliterated. But, you kind of need a little bit of a stronger cap whenever all the ingredients are there to keep things a little bit more discreet. But it all just kind of went up at once and just kind of formed this squall line. So there's plenty of spin in the air south of I-40, and that's why we're seeing, strong tornadoes down there. But that's taking all the energy so anything north of that squall line, including here in Tulsa, I mean, it's hard to get anything rooted and get anything spinning, which is good. You got to watch the storms in this environment, though. But I'd say Tulsa is the threat for tornadoes has gone down substantially.
I totally agree with that. Areas northwest where the environment's still a little more prime. Still a chance, but still pretty low at that. The tornado threat's high as far eastern Oklahoma, northwest Arkansas. If you're watching this live right now, love to hear your comments, your thoughts on the weather today. Just type in the comments section. We're looking at those right now, and hitting that like or love button on these live videos does help a lot. We appreciate that so much. And again, we had the tornado watch until 7 o'clock. John, did you get a look at that at all?
I didn't see them reissue another one. The only one I see is that it's effective until 7.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if they're going to replace that or let it expire, but I don't see anything either way. Let's see here. Yeah, I just see till 7 o'clock.
Let me see if they issued a mesoscale on that. They have not. So we'll see if that is allowed to drop. Again, mainly the activity is far eastern Oklahoma, northwest Arkansas. This is where the primary threat's going to be for the next couple of hours. Pretty far east. not so much to worry about in the metro. The storm to our west of Tulsa is picking up some steam, but it's still a little disorganized in itself. Let me switch over to TUL radar. It's just a little piddly storm. So guys, we are going to wrap it up for now. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, John. We're going to watch these storms as they continue to move east. If something crazy goes on, we'll cut back in. In the meantime, have a safe night, and thank you for supporting these live videos, and thanks for hitting the like or love button on this. We appreciate you.